Hello and good day everyone. Welcome to my audio-visual presentation that would tackle about RDA. So what is RDA? RDA stands for Recommended Dietary Allowance, which is defined as the amount of nutrients and calorie intake per day, derived from the diet to meet the nutritional needs for all healthy persons. It is a nutrient intake goal for planning the diets of individuals. RDA of the following nutrients. First, protein. The recommended dietary allowance or RDA of protein varies depending on a number of factors, including a person's age, sex, activity levels, overall health, muscle mass, and whether they are pregnant or breastfeeding. However, the current RDA for protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight a day for adults over 18, or about 2.3 ounces for a 180-pound adult. But research is showing that higher levels may be needed for adults aged 65 plus. Vitamin A for adults 19 years and older is 900 microgram retinal activity equivalent for men, equivalent to 3,000 international unit, and 700 microgram retinal activity equivalent for women. Vitamin B12. The RDA of vitamin B12 for adults is 2.4 microgram per day, because 10 to 30% of older people may be unable to absorb naturally occurring vitamin B12. It is advisable for those older than 50 years to meet their RDA mainly by consuming foods fortified with vitamin B12 or a vitamin B12 containing supplement. Vitamin C. For adults males, the RDA is 90 mg daily, and for females 19 years and older is 75 mg daily. Calcium. The RDA varies based on the age as follows. Age 1 to 3 years, 700 mg. 4 to 8 years, 100 mg. 9 to 18 years, 1,300 mg. 19 to 50 years, 1,000 mg. Men 51 to 70 years, 1,000 mg. Women 51 to 70 years, 1,200 mg. 70 plus years, 1,200 mg. Pregnant or lactating under 19 years, 1,300 mg. Pregnant or lactating over 19 to 50 years, 1,000 mg. Phosphorus. The recommended daily dietary allowance or RDAs of phosphorus are children 1 to 3 years, 460 mg, children 4 to 8 years, 500 mg, men and women 9 to 18 years, 1,250 mg, men and women over 18 years, 700 mg. Sodium. The daily value of RDA for sodium is less than 2,300 mg per day for healthy adults. Potassium. A healthy adult should aim to consume 4,700 mg of potassium daily from foods. However, breastfeeding women should aim 5,100 mg per day. Chloride. 800 mg of chloride per day is the RDA according to the Scientific Committee on Food. However, the values for children aged 1 to 3 years is 1.7 gram per day, 2.6 gram per day for children aged 7 to 10 years, 3.1 gram per day for children aged 11 to 17 years, and 3.1 gram per day for adults including pregnant and lactating women. Iron. For adults, the RDA for iron is 8 mg per day for men aged 19 and older and women ages 51 and older. For pregnant women, the RDA is 27 mg per day. Zinc. Recommended dietary allowance or RDA quantities of zinc have been established for boys and men aged 14 and older, 11 mg per day, women 19 and older, 8 mg per day, pregnant women 14 to 18, 13 mg per day, lactating women 19 and older, 12 mg per day. Iodine. The recommended dietary allowance or RDA for adult men and women is 150 mg per day. The median intake for iodine from food in the United States is approximately 240 to 300 mg per day for men and 190 to 210 mg per day for women. Copper. For men and women aged 19 years and older, the RDA of copper is 900 microgram per day. For pregnancy, the RDA is 1000 microgram per day, and breastfeeding is 1300 microgram per day for women of all ages. Manganese. There is no daily recommended intake of manganese, but the adequate intake or AL recommendation is 1.8 to 2.3 mg per day. The AL for children differs depending on age 30. The tolerate upper intake level or UL is 11 mg per day for adults 19 and older. Selenium. The recommended dietary allowance or RDA of selenium for adult men and women 19 plus years of age is 55 micrograms daily. Women who are pregnant and lactating need about 60 and 70 micrograms daily respectively. So that's the end of my audio-visual presentation. Thank you.